Hello, my name is Andrew Buddha, the lawyer. I'm a practicing criminal attorney with offices in Tampa, Florida, as well as Orlando, Florida. Today, I want to talk to you about a question that I get multiple times a week from prospective clients and from new clients, and I am going to walk you through how to get a business purpose only license or a hardship license in Florida if you're arrested for a first-time DUI. So to go ahead and get started, I'm going to show you some documents that I have pulled up on my screen, and I'm going to walk you through the process, and I'm even going to show you how to fill those documents out. So let's go ahead and get started. In order to get your hardship license, you need three things. Number one, you need to fill out an application. Number two, you need a copy of your citation. And number three, you have to show proof of enrollment for DUI school. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the citation here. So as you see, this is one of my clients, a new client that just signed up with me. He has a DUI. So if you have a DUI in the state of Florida, you're going to have something called a Florida DUI Uniform Traffic Citation. It's going to start with the letter A. If you didn't get this when you were released from jail, if you call me, I would be able to pull this up for you and help you with the process. But if you look, you could see that he was arrested March the 4th, 2022. Now that date is important. Today, I'm recording this video on March 11th, 2022. So it's been approximately 7 days ago. And the reason that's important, and this would just be all of his information. Again, I blocked it out so you couldn't see it. Date of birth. This is the driver's license number. This number here is important for filling out the application. It talks about your vehicle, where the traffic stop happened. And if you look here, it says that he refused. That means he refused the breathalyzer machine. If you look down, it has other things. It talks about what the DUI statute is here that he violated, the traffic citation number. This is also your DUI case number. If we look down, it says where he was taken, Hillsborough County Jail. And if we look here, it says that one of two is going to be checked off here, whether or not you took the breath test. They would put a check here, or if it's a refusal to take the breath test, it would have a check mark here like his does. If you scroll down here, it says driver's license surrendered. His was, again, because he refused. And then it says, is he eligible for a permit? This was his first time DUI. So if you have a first time DUI, you are eligible for a permit. And then this is the important part here. It says, unless ineligible, this citation shall serve as a temporary driver license and will expire at midnight on the 10th day following the date of suspension. So the date of suspension is the date that you refuse the breathalyzer test. So for him, it was March the 4th. That means that it'll expire 10 days following March the 4th at midnight. What does that mean? That means you can drive for 10 days following arrest. Just make sure that you have this Florida DUI Uniform Traffic Citation in your possession like you would as a driver's license, and you can drive like you normally would. The reason the Florida statutes allowed this is that so that people can get their affairs in order, depending on which route you want to take, finding an attorney, or just applying for what we're going to show you how to do today, which is your business purpose only license. So looking back at the form, it says here at the bottom, it says, at the Tampa Bureau of Administrative Review office, you may request within 10 days after the date of suspension a review of suspension by the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles, or a review to determine eligibility for a restricted license if this is your first DUI-related offense. I want to make sure you understand that. That is very, very important. You have to apply for your business purpose only license within those 10 days of arrest. I will say that again. It is important to understand that if you're going to go through this process of applying for your hardship, or your also known as your business purpose only license, you only have 10 days from arrest to complete these steps. So as I said, the three things that you need is a legible copy of your DUI Uniform Traffic Citation, which is this here. You're going to need proof of enrollment in DUI school, and again, I'm going to go through and show you how to do that. And you're going to need a completed and signed witness form, which is DHSMV form 7203. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that right now. All right, so here's the form here. If you look at it, again, the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicle Bureau of Administrative Review, request for eligibility review. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out for you just like you would here. So let me edit here. I'm just going to put my information in here. So, and I'm going to do this kind of quickly just to go through. So my name is Andrew, and my last name is Buda. So B-U-D-A. Put your phone number here. My phone number, again, this is my cell phone, so if you want to reach out for some help on how to do this, put my cell phone in here so you have it. 9144. So that's my personal cell phone. Feel free to reach out and call me. I put my 2503 West Swan Avenue. Tampa, Florida. Oops. 33609. That's my office here. So your driver's license number. Again, if you want to get that information, I'm just going to put a bunch of numbers here because that's all a driver's license number is. But if you go back and you look at your citation, if you look here, it says driver's license number. Obviously, they would take your driver's license from you. In most instances, some you don't. Sometimes they don't take it. But if you don't have it in your possession, it's on the citation here. And this would be his. So go back to this form. And state is Florida for me and for my client. Now, you would be eligible if you have an out-of-state license. A lot of attorneys don't know that and don't understand that, but you, most of the time, are eligible for a first-time DUI if you have an out-of-state license. So continuing on with the form, I am going to insert my name here. I, Andrew Buda, hereby request a review of my record for the purpose of determining my eligibility for immediate reinstatement of my driving privilege on a restricted basis as provided by Florida statute, and we're going to go to that in a second. I understand the restriction is for business purposes only as defined by 322.271 Florida statutes, and I must pay a $25 filing fee pursuant to Florida statutes. Here it is. I understand that the restricted license will be for the duration of the suspension period imposed under Florida statutes unless subsequently revoked by the court as follows. So obviously here it says if you're driving with an unlawful breath alcohol level, it's a 6-month suspension. So that means that if you took the breathalyzer test and it's above a .08, you're going to check this box here. For my client that we're using as an example, refusal to submit a breath, blood, or urine test is a 1-year suspension. So he refused. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a little check mark here in this box. So that's what he did. So 1-year suspension. And then it says reinstatement of the driving privilege on a restricted basis as set forth herein is conditioned on statutory eligibility requirements, including but not limited to enrollment in DUI school. What the heck does that mean? That means you have to enroll and show proof that you enrolled in that DUI school. So you're going to go ahead and sign this and date it. You can get a witness to sign it and then print their name here and date it. Now, it does not have to be a notary. So you just find somebody else that watches you sign it, and that is sufficient. This is the application that you can find online, and I will put a link to this form on the bottom of this video so that you can have a quick link to get to the DMV website, which is where I pulled this up. So I'll include all links for this on the bottom so you can have easy access to it. Now, it says on here you can call or fax the number. Now, they have updated their procedures. I mean, you're welcome to do it, but what we do when we do this for clients, or what I tell my clients to do if they're going to do it on their own, is to email it. And I will also include the email on the bottom, but if you want the email, I'll add it just here. For the Tampa branch, it's going to be Tampa, and then BAR, B-A-R. BAR stands for Bureau Administrative Review, and it's going to be at flhsmv.gov, and that stands for Florida, obviously FL, Highway Safety Motor Vehicle.gov. So every one of these, depending on which office you're going to use. So if this video applies anywhere in Florida, you're going to take the Tampa and replace it with your city. So for example, in Clearwater, it would be Clearwater bar at flhsmv.gov. And that's how you're going to send your application out. So the next thing, like I told you, is the citation. So you're going to want to copy your citation, this completed, and you saw how quickly and simple it was to complete this. And then I'll have a link to this as well. This is licensed DUI programs in Florida. So what you're going to do is you'll scroll down here and you're going to look for whatever county you were arrested in. Now, I want to explain something that's very important for you to understand, is that in order to correctly be eligible to take a DUI school, you have to take a DUI program in one of three places. Number one, in the county of your current residence. Number two, county of your current employment. And number three, county you attend school. So let's talk about this for a second. If I live in Pinellas County, which is Clearwater, St. Pete Beaches, let's say I live in Clearwater, okay, I could apply to take DUI school in Pinellas County. If I work in Tampa, which you know that I do, I have an office in Tampa, I could apply to take DUI school in Tampa. If I go to school at University of Florida in Gainesville, then I would have to apply in that county, which I believe is Alachua County. So you could take that in those three places if that were your scenario. Now, most people live, work, or go to school in the same county. So in my example here, my client, he lives in Hillsborough County. So we'll click Hillsborough County. And if you look here, Hillsborough County only has one program that you can use. And here's the information. So I'm gonna go through this process with you again. You just click on this. And if it's your first time DUI, you're going to go to, so again, DUI Program Services. You're going to go to DUI Level 1. So we need to register. Let me see here. Level 1. I guess you have to go to registration. So online registration. Click here to begin your DUI enrollment. So this tells you what the different levels are and why you would take certain levels. But if you read this here, this kind of summarizes it for you, this paragraph, or this sentence, I should say. It says the DUI Level 2 course is for persons who have previously attended Level 1 DUI course or have been convicted 2 or more times of an offense requiring DUI school. So again, this is for the purposes of a first-time DUI, so you're going to click Level 1 DUI. And it tells you what you have to do to complete it. So it's 12 hours of instruction designed. I'm not going to read that. So we're going to enrollment registration online. Click here to begin DUI enrollment. It tells you the fees. Now, obviously, depending on when you watch this video, these fees can change. This is the up to the date. I told you March 11, 2022. The total fees that you're going to have to pay to enroll for the DUI school is $331.35. It breaks it down for you here. I'm not going to read that. And then you just go here, click begin. Not sure why this isn't working. And unfortunately, because you're restricted to, the county that you work, live, or attend school in, sometimes when their websites don't work really well, you're kind of stuck. So you're stuck with the process. We'll come back to this and see if let me try to reload it here. Yeah, not sure why it's not working. Luckily, you'd have 10 days, and hopefully you're not a procrastinator, so you'd be able to to click this and begin the enrollment. I mean, it's pretty simple. It is going to ask for things that are going to be information, I should say, that's going to be on your uniform, DUI, traffic citation. But anyway, I'll put a link to this, but you get the idea. So then the next thing you're going to do is I want to tell you what, if you get this license, this is the Florida statute that tells you what exactly you're allowed to drive for. And I highlighted it here so you can read it. It says a driving privilege restricted to business purpose only means driving privilege that is limited to any driving necessary to maintain livelihood, including driving to and from work, necessary on the job driving, driving for educational purposes, and driving for church and for medical purposes. So that is the only thing you're allowed once you apply. That's the only thing that you're allowed to drive for. So it's important that you understand that. And then what you're going to do is once you've completed those three things, the DMV is very particular in what items they're included. So you're going to go ahead and you are going to send an email. Again, I provided that to you, and it's going to have this application attached. It's going to have proof of your DUI registration. Again, I want to make this clear. You don't have to finish the school. You only have to apply to the school and pay for it, essentially. So you show your receipt. You show your receipt for that, and the traffic citation. So those three things, that's all you need to attach to it. And what you're going to do is you're going to, in the body of the email, you're going to put your full name, your best telephone number, and your driver's license number again. And that's all you're going to put. And what's going to happen is they're going to call you on the phone, and they're going to collect that $25 fee. They're only going to call you 3 times to collect the fee. So if you're unavailable to answer, that's going to be your fault. So that's why it's always good to have an attorney do this stuff for you, so that they'll call the office. And what we do for our clients is we pay the $25 fee, and then we just collect that fee from our clients. Just a way to help you out and make sure everything is done correctly. So again, you're going to just put your name in the subject line and put BPO, and then you're going to attach the completed application, the citation that you would either have from the jail or we could provide it for you, and then proof that you've enrolled in the DUI school. And the information they're going to want in the body of the email is your name, your phone number, and your driver's license number. That's it. They'll call you to collect that $25 fee, and you have to do it within 10 days. Now, another thing I want to say is that once you pay for the DUI school, you don't have to finish it in order to get the business purpose only license, but you have to complete it within 90 days of starting it. And if you don't do it within the 90 days of starting it, you're going to have to pay that fee again. And a lot of times the DUI school, let's just say that you have a first-time DUI and you were very intoxicated and were able to keep you out of jail, but you have statutory minimums, and one of the minimums says that part of your probation is you do DUI school. You don't have to do that again. So even though you're doing it before the case is finished, you don't have to do it more than once. You're just going to do it the one time. So understand that even though you're doing this and paying for this and it feels like you're probably jumping through hoops, in fact, you're not. This will count at the end, and it looks really good if we're able to reduce your case down to, say, that reckless driving. This is one of the things we say. We say, look, they've already completed the DUI school, so it'll count that way. So listen, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. Feel free, you have my number. You can call me and we can discuss it. And if you'd like to discuss us helping you with your case further, feel free to call and we'll talk about that as well. Hopefully this video will help you to get your business purpose only license after having a first-time DUI. All right, good luck. Thanks.